We are live. Welcome, everyone, to Sunday Evening with Roxanne. I am your host, Roxanne. We already have some people in the room. Say hello in the chat if you like. And as you're going along, we always say this. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed, consider subscribing if you like the material. And that's about it. I think we're going to get on like Donkey Kong. Wonderful day today. Beautiful weather here in San Antonio. Just a beautiful day. Had a good friend come up from visit. She lives a little south of here. She brought me some bread and some molasses cookies, some sandies, a little bit of anise cookies, and it's beautiful. It was a shrimp dip. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much, hon. All right, let's get it on. So I wanted to, I had an idea what to talk about. And then I was like, hey, I think Sly wants to do the chit chat on that. Hello, Ann. Welcome. Gaia. Hi, darling. It's Sally. You. Hi, baby. So we'll bring Sly in, do a little channeling for you this evening. And have him really go through this concept. And I don't think it's a new concept, right? I don't think so, right? No. But I think it's just a little bit more hammering it home or something of this nature. Hello, Dom. Welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Wonderful. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get going. Again, don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you like it. And I'll see you after Sly's done talking, okay? Yay. Make sure that's off. Yep. Okay. Ready, Sly? We wanted to review with the collective humanity. When we speak through Roxanne, you, all of us in this co-creative world are a part of human psyche. Okay. So remember, if you consider reality to be, hello, Brenda, Roxanne says, if you consider reality to be a vibrational relationship of thought, then you're way ahead of the game. So you got to start thinking about your experience here in the terms of frequencies, radio stations, tuning into different realities, tones. Okay, frequencies, tones, vibrations. All right. So we always got to think about that. Hello, Dana. Sly giving me a heart to you, darling. All right. So let's review something. Again, when most of you are introduced to this world, you get this term, a saying that is said quite a bit. You create your own reality, and that's thrown around without any basis. Most people that actually say it don't understand how they do it. Because when you look at a separate species such as you have to take into account action based on responsibility and ability. And you create your own reality means you have say in what's going on around you. Well, a lot of you, most of you, argue with reality. You argue with it. And you think that's going to fix it. But what you miss is you're creating your reality. See, we think as a human separate, and I had fractals on the earth. I have no current fractals right now, but I've had fractals. We think as humans, if I do something, I can change my world by creating an idea. And you can. You can create it through what is possible to the vibration of your human self-acceptance. If you are unworthy of a higher education, you will not get it. If you're unworthy of a better paying job, you will not get it. Those things can be manifested and created, but we're not talking about those kinds of physical manifestations, creating it to the perfect little, your idea of whatever you think Eden is, the garden, the perfect place. It's not that. That is a reactive self judging reality, wanting to change it through effort, judgment, criticisms, victimizations, and of course, polarization, divided. But what you are doing is no matter how much you argue, how much you side, how much you get emotionally involved, pain, suffering, anger, sorrow, happiness, success, joy, what are you doing, masters? Let's say it together. I'm creating my reality. The experience is what? Law 2. Everything is here and now. So your fascination with creating a future is obtuse at best. What you are doing is creating nows. The people on your planet that focus on a goal and they have the discipline to play out those realities and not get sidetracked by the appetites of the human ego, then they can have success. They can start a business. They can grow, like the CEO, a billionaire of Starbucks. Nice ass kicker. Probability, played it out, did his job, made himself rich. Booyah. Okay? Can everyone do that? Yes. Will everyone do that? No. Because why? Because how they relate to reality, behavioral choices create worlds, your world. So you got to rethink reality in a different way. So if I look at an object, and I'm going to take an object, and I'm going to look at it, right? And I'm going to look at it from a perspective. Pay attention with me, class. Come on, masters. So I am here, and I have a vision, an interpretation through frequency of an object that lies outside of me. And if I am interpreting this reality that is in an emotional state of translation, and if you've been following Roxanne's work, including my work, what do we know what emotional states is? Emotional state is reality of polarity, okay? So if you translate here through emotional state, you're going to get whatever your best version of happy is and whatever your best version of suffering is. Joy, ecstasy, glamour, success, happiness, freedom, suffering, sorrow, failure, demise, betrayal, guilty. You are creating your world. You really think. Of course you do. Because when you think, you actually believe, and that's making a difference. It's not making a difference. It's creating your world. Right now, when? Here and now. That's all it's doing. If you continue down that road, you will continue to attract a polarized, a unconditional reality that will be interpreted in the continuation because it's your truth as a polarized experience. But where, masters? Answer the question yourselves. Where is the division? Is it in politics? Is it in religion? Is it in that side versus this side? Is it in the skin color or the cultural raisings? No, masters. The meek shall inherit the earth, not the divided. The meek are the humble that see the division lies within, in the kingdom, right here. You divided against yourself, choosing a way and feeling your anger because this country is going in this direction and you want it to go in this direction, or this is going in this direction and you don't believe that's the right thing, or I'm going this way and this is the right thing, and then someone has the audacity to tell you that's wrong and you have to defend that position. That's not having an outcome, folks. That's experiencing a now. You are creating your world. So what happens to this wonderful world of interpretation through emotional polarity if you deconstruct that illusion self, the self that has truth and value, it has identity, it has belonging, it has a sense of awareness of itself, a beautiful idea that argues, screams, kills, maims, and judges, and it's a wonderful emotional identity that stays alive. It could be one of a good Samaritan, and in service of God as a nun or a priest, and you can do anything, and all of those identities are fortified by an emotional stance, and you will live that life until you pass. And that's your human journey. For ones who awaken, not the woke, awaken and enlighten themselves. The ones that don't have identities, that need no value from external to value and identify or validate, rather, the internal. Because you stand on your own I am, your own singular idea is enough, is it not? What is needed except what? Dependency on external objects. But if you knew your worth, if you understood your law one, I am, that absolute blessing that you have been chosen to exist should supersede any need for validation from your fellow reflections. But humans are separated, so we value the outside. We value the external because that's the journey, is to put the outside above the inside, so I may be a lesser God, so I may not know myself, and I may experience the forgotten, the separated, and I may feel unworthy. May I experience my fear. May I have disappointment through hope. And when you awaken, you can recognize that. Awake is not another identity that stands against. How ludicrous you would ever be if you call yourself awakened and you divide against your brethren. That means you're validating the division in your fucking head. This kingdom is going to collapse because the division is in your head. You see the reality that is reflected, that is birthed and reinforced through your existence as separate, as one or the other, as this or that, as me and them. It's I am, and that's it. Everything else is I am from the same perspective, theirs. But you don't worry about that. You don't put your energy to that, because then that creates this. Dana, absolutely. It's all about your beliefs. Beliefs imply doubt. Beliefs need to be validated, justified, defended. A knowing is its own democracy. It needs no defense. It needs no validation. So when you know something, you evolve, and you'll never look at that thing again as something to experience, because you've grown and birthed a new self. So you must understand, masters, your journey of separation is experience. There's no God until we learn of God. We put God outside of us. We put God inside our hearts. Now our age is to be God and understand that we're all the same God from an infinite number of perspectives. And the value of the external is no more than I am, ever. So that's how we're creating our reality. You guys, as a collective, have an enormous, enormous idea coming in your election. It changes the shape of the earth. It absolutely changes the entire landscape of humanity and their journey. One's going to go one direction and the other's going in a completely different direction. And then the amazing thing is, as these dividing earths, these splitting earths happen, when you wake up, what earth are you going to be on? It doesn't matter. Because there's no judgment and no pain except the pain that you create. You create your own world. Any pain is an emotional relationship. It's a belief system of polarity. What happens if you never downloaded suffering, never downloaded guilt, never had the experience of betrayal or loss, never understood experience of fear? Well, then you would be a God like everyone else is. But since you gave yourself those experiences to master yourself, to evolve yourself, to make the gestalt of you that much more grand that it is. Yes, it is. Acceptance is the way. I'll talk about that in a second. So when you grow from that experience of separation, and the master's journey is the awakening and the enlightenment of within. Here's what it is with acceptance in the chat there. When I see something of myself, when Roxanne sees her lesser self, and any of you recognize through recognition and see the belief system that's creating your world, the first is acceptance of that. Never reject yourself. Never feel guilty or judge any action. Your mind is going to be quick to judge, but the enlightener recognizes the mind. It recognizes the algorithm, recognizes the judging. The judging is the separate here in the mind. That's the monkey in the mind. So when you see that, you fully accept it. That's your bullshit. That's your separation. Don't assign it to a person that is unconditional. Everyone is doing everything because they can and they do it for no reason. How you feel about it is your journey. If they're doing things wrong, that's your experience of that God out there, outside of me, is doing something wrong. I get to feel the pain of that wrongness. Me. Because I judge, I create my world. Never forget that, masters. It is an absolute seductive reality. You will experience the pangs of withdrawal from your ego. I am either way. Whatever happened, I'm still the creator. Of course. You never lose your godship. The only judge is in your head. No matter what you do, this is the only one that accepts the pain of it. If someone judges you and you say, oh, okay, and then you have to defend yourself, you're taking a truth that's higher than you, and then you got to convince the outside that they're wrong and you're right because you don't have enough worthiness inside of you to command your own worth, your own presence, your own gift of awareness. Right? It's a very difficult job waking up because you're asking yourself again to deconstruct every identity that you've been holding on to as a valuable self. And then you're going to have a void. You're going to have emptiness. You're going to have starvation of identity. You're going to want to get that emotional fulfillment of issues. You see represented in corrupt cops, stroking their ego all over the place. Insane Karens doing the stupidest thing because they've been offended because someone breathed the wrong way. They're needing identity. They're not worth it. They got to have a command. No little punk is going to tell me what to do. I'm going to use my violence on you because I'm better and I have no worth because no one taught me. So don't ever fucking tell your children they got to earn your goddamn respect again. Unless you want them to be less than themselves. So they'll always be fighting for your love. And you'll never let them have your love the way they want it. They expect it because you think they need to be better. They are gods. They are all that is. They are unjudged, lest ye judge them in your own mind. And you create your world as they journey through their mastery. Moody has a question. How do I integrate the surrender into my daily life through working a 9-to-5, paying bills, etc.? How I know the truth, but I have to keep waking up playing this game. Yes, but don't say the awakening game is not working 9 to 5. Don't say the awakening game is not paying the bills. The awakening game is now whatever you are feeling about it. Yes, I'll get with you on that one, on your suffering, okay? Okay, I'll get with you on that. But let me go through the awakening. Good questions tonight, masters. Let's fuck up the reality, right? Let's go. So here we go. So you go 9 to 5. First thing, go into the job like you own the place. Do your divinity, your worth. Do it your way in your now and develop yourself. Find your own rhythm. Don't walk into work with the posture of I'm going to work from 9 to 5 and I'm thinking I can't wait till my break. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to do that. And then I'll be done with this 9 to 5. Stay in the moment, engage in yourself, envelop the idea, surrender to every single experience you have, and we'll start to observe yourself. See where your more valuable self, your more worthy self can be expressed. And expresses. Don't hesitate. I don't care who's in front of you. Nobody owns you. That job doesn't own you. Paying the bill doesn't own you. You know what owns you? The perspective owns you. That's what owns you. The perspective that I have to and I need to. And that earth is like that. But if you change the relationship with those things, that paying bills is not a bad thing. It's an experience. I will always have the money. I will not save. I will not budget. I will choose my now and my money will be there when I am. I will learn to follow my intuition instead of my mind. A product of what? Responsibility. A product of all of these things I'm supposed to do to maintain a life so I don't fail my children. I don't fail these people. I don't look like an idiot. So I got to live this way. That's your fucking prison. What you do is you got to be a master of the moment. Law 2, everything is here and now. Everything is here and now. Yeah. Walk into work like you own that shit. It's divine nonchalance. The people that are bugging you, that are talking behind your back, or the the little looky-loo talky-talks in there, the gossipers, you accept what they are, you let it burn, it pisses you off, you accept that pain, and you're going, God, they're fucking messing me off. I fucking hate them. I think I want to put a fucking bullet in their head. God damn it, I fucking hate these people. I want to kill them. But you don't do that, obviously. What you do is you accept your anger. See, that's the surrender. You got to say, wow, look at me. I'm angry at a person being a bitch. Let her be her bitch. Let that guy be a dick. Let him be a dickety dick. Let him be that. That's their world. But if they get to me, then I'm feeding and enabling that energy because they've got me. They don't get me. I let them be that. The boss that always asks you to wait, to work late, to do extra, to do more. If you work and put your head down, that vibration will take care of the versions of the people around you. And you'll get everything you need. And you'll get that change if your change is coming. And the job will change or promotion will change. Something will change. But you got to be dedicated to the moment with your divinity alive. And that takes work. That takes a mastery of recognition and transcendence. And it's not going to be fixed today. Don't be obsessed with the fucking blue pill or red pill to fix your reality. There's no fucking shortcut. Everyone needs a shortcut, but your society told you there are shortcuts. There's ways around things. There's this and there's that. Yes, but not in Ascension, because that's all happening right here in the kingdom. And this is what creates the relationship. So get busy, guys. So let me ask you this. Sometimes it gets confusing about we see them suffering. No, no, no. They are not suffering. Say this now, darling. Janina. See this. I'm seeing that as suffering. They're not suffering. I'm interpreting that as suffering. And they might be suffering. They might be. But you got to be a master of the moment and feel the truth. You want to help those who are suffering. If there's someone who is hurt and you help them, that's not lack. If they're hurt and they're suffering and you want to help them, then help them. But you got to start understanding the moment. People come up to you and they want the drama of your energy, and they'll feed you a sympathetic, soliciting your what? Sympathy, your empathy, and you give it. That validates and upholds their victimization, and you have to feel that victimization. Oh, thanks, Jen. That was better. Okay, so when you see an animal get killed, do you know what the animal's going through? Yes, they're kicking and screaming. But that's your interpretation of them kicking and screaming and in pain. And they might be in pain, but that's their pain. It's never your pain. Ever. The pain that you have is your interpretation of the unconditional reality that surrounds you. The nature of humanity to a human is polarized. The nature of humanity to reality is it's unconditional. This is the work that a master takes on, is to enlighten themselves and recognize their own beliefs that create their reality. I'm angry at this person. I'm upset that this is going this way. And if this happens, that means all of this is going to happen. So none of it has happened, but I'm going to suffer it today. I'm going to feel the pain of that right now, because that's what I'm choosing to see the now as, creating my world as that. And I get to always feel that. As long as I value that truth, I will get that reality in one way or the other. And the world will change. And the world changes, and you interpret it the same. Your life will be that world. Don't worry about the decorations, the people. They are interchangeable. It's the vibration that remains. If you want to understand reality, once again, think of it in frequencies, tones, and vibrations. Okay? This is the work of a master. This is the work of transcendence. The world is not going to shit in the hell basket, going to hell in a handbasket. Thanks, Rox. It's not. The human collective is very interested in ascending the species. You're on the ascending earth. The ascending earth is starting to split. There will be a time where you will remain on the third density earth unless you see it within yourself to move your frequency to a more unconditional, enlightened view about the world, which is literally deconstructing what keeps you divided, and you see the world as everyone out there sees it, unconditionally. You're welcome, Dana. Good work today, Masters. So remember, when you get that input and that triggers an emotion, you have a resistance, you have a hope, you have a nice time there, or an accepted responsibility that makes you a better person if you do this action. Look at it. Step back. Observe it. Feel the relationship. Feel the emotional identity in there. Feel the contrast within it, both sides, and now look at it from the unconditional. And know those choices are not needed. Don't ever say you had no choice. Saying you had no choice is obviously a choice. Okay, masters? Continue your work. Continue your recognition. Continue your ownership and acceptance of your own recognized beliefs. Transcend them through choosing a different truth in the moment that doesn't engage or enable those old selves. Stand on the dead corpses of your own evolution of self. Build your mountain as you climb to the pinnacle of your self-evolution and enlightenment. Have your own ascension. No one's keeping it from you except you. We've given you the tools. Do the work. So don't make excuses. Don't fight for realities. Those pains are identities. Allow them to pass. Don't give them energy. You will start to deconstruct and allow other light in and other possibilities of choices and relationships that give you an experience of unconditional worthiness in the now instead of pain. You're welcome, Sally. That's all I've got for you today. We're about, what, half hour in, Rox? All right. I'm going to get Miss Roxanne back in here. Wait for her for a second. She wants to say goodbye. We appreciate you all joining in. Bid you a good day, Masters. See you next week. Hey, guys. Great stuff. I love you too, Dana. So listen up. I appreciate you joining in on Sunday. We're live every Sunday. Give us a thumbs up. Donation links in the bottom. You can always super chat or donate if you want to support in that way. Just your presence is enough. Always know that. And I appreciate you guys tuning in to my work. All right? I love you guys. I do. You're welcome, Jen. Good night, everyone. Thanks all for coming. We'll see you next week. Bye. Thanks, Erica. Thanks, Jan. Bye, Sally. Bye, Moody. Bye, Subway. Bye, all.